Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa and Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, rumours, noise, murmurings, incomings, outgoings, you name it. You'll find it here on Transfer Hub on Up the Villa. And to be fair, I haven't done that since the summer, and I absolutely nailed that one, to be honest. Sometimes we're going a bit cold on Transfer Hub, but we're edging now. We're sort of nearly getting to the middle of December. January transfer window, and the first little rumours now are starting to pop up surrounding Aston Villa. And why shouldn't they? You know, we got a title to win, guys. We got to recruit for a title. And I think this window is very interesting for Aston Villa because we don't want to go over old ground and keep going over it, but the summer wasn't great, was it? The window wasn't great. It wasn't as strategic as we would like. I think we can all see that with, say, a Paqueta and a Harvey Elliott. It's not strategic. It's not working in line with probably where Unai Emery wanted to go down to. So I think now with Alabe, who is a lot more strategic and will have a better balance of working for the future, for now, working alongside Unai Emery, then and bringing youth through, because we know that that's what Alabe is very good at doing, handpicking youth and giving them a path and a pathway to reach the first team, which is vitally important. So this window is going to be important because we get to first see the first signs of what Alabe is all about. Monchi, for me, was very name-based. He went after those names. But what's Alabe going to do? Does he go into the Brazil market and sign a 19-year-old and unearth the next Neymar to help Villa win the Premier League? That's what we want to hope happens, right? And I mean, come on, guys. Like when you're signing players from, say, Slovenia, like those type of countries, you're like, okay, they're all right. But when you start tapping into Brazil, guys, like when you start signing players from Brazil, then it gives you that little bit more excitement. I know we got Wesley, but okay, injuries were a bad part for him. But yeah, a Brazilian winger coming in at Villa, if that doesn't scream excitement, then I don't know what does. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens. It's going to be exciting to see what are the rumours like. You can kind of sometimes see with transfer rumours what type of market we're looking in and the route that we're trying to go through. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But we have our first rumour, concrete rumour, that has been reported for Aston Villa in January. Jacob Tanswell is reporting that avfc have registered a strong interest in Grêmio winger Alysson. I think his name's Edward as well. Alysson Edward. Athletic reported Villa sent scouts to Brazil with 19-year-old strongly admired, with a view of making an offer if terms are right. Villa aiming to improve in attack in January. So brilliant stuff. Again, look at the rumour. We're after a winger. What are we crying out for, guys? We're crying out for some pace. We need pace. We need just expressive speed, beating a player, a different profile and dimension to the squad, which helps build a better profile of our squad with different elements to it. So really like it. Really like the age of him as well, which I think is brilliant. We look at Estevao at Chelsea, unbelievable player. If he's going to be anywhere near that level, then absolutely brilliant. So what are we going to do? I've had a little bit of a look at him, and it does scream Unai Emery to me. And I'm not going to lie, I've never watched a performance from him. I've never watched 90 minutes from him. So it's very difficult to pick out some attributes. But I do believe that when I look at a player and I see elements in clips of a player, I can kind of merge that and look at what the manager wants. And if you all go on YouTube and have a look at him, what you're going to see, height, physicality, can defend, powerful, dribbler, progressive, and likes to get to the byline, the edge of the box. For what it looks like, he's not blessed with outright pure pace. I don't think he's a speed merchant, but I think he's a Morgan Rogers-esque on the right. That's what I can see. And we know that Emery likes very tall players, very physical players. He likes them to have a good stature. And I look at him and I go, Emery, you will like him. So I think that element to it is good, that I can spot those elements with him. So let's do the usual and let's run through SofaScore and let's see what his stats are looking at, the profile of him, and we'll find out a little bit more about him. So, right winger, and he's young. So, I think the first thing to say is that I'm not expecting loads of goals, loads of assists, everything to jump out that he's going to scream that he's doing a lot. He's 19 years of age. Unai Emery's got to get his hands on him and work with him and nurture him and get the best out of him. So I think we've got to look at it in that element at the same time. So right winger, and then if we have a look at his season so far, we've got a 6.86 SofaScore rating. We can see that he does do some defensive work. We can see that he plays on that right-hand side, and he does get into the 18-yard box, which is good. He's played 31 games, started 21. He's got 2 assists and 1 goal. Accuracy per game, 78%. We've got own half, 87. Opposition, 65. Long balls, 59. Accurate of chip passes, 72. And his crosses are at 12%. Goal conversion rate of 3%. Successful dribbles, 44. 52 of those total duels are won. 54 of his ground duels and 45 of his aerials. We can see 1.5 tackles per game, 2.1 ball recoveries per game. So stats don't really like jump out of absolutely unbelievable stuff. But I want to highlight some of these here now. That we can see progressive carries 3.09 per 90. Successful take-ons 1.78. We've got tackles 2.46, which is in the top 4%. We've got top 6% of interceptions, top 2% of blocks, and top 4% of his aerials won in attacking midfielders and wingers in the last 365 days. And that's coming from 14 different competitions. We can see that he is compared to Wesley from Al Rayyan. We've got Salivo from Lanús. So I think those are some of his underlying numbers. He has played for Brazil at youth level. I'm not sure why that one's not profile. He has played for Brazil at youth level at under 16. So that is promising that he's been involved in the Brazil setup at a young age. Market value of 5 million euros. He joined them in 2025. Contract expires in 2029. And he's 19 years of age. So it's interesting. Again, does it show a way in which we're going to be going down? We already know that we've sent some scouts to South America. I think it was Brazil. I think it was a different club to this as well. So we do look like we are in that market and that area in the world to be looking at players. So I think it's exciting. I think if someone said to me, Luke, what do we need in January? I don't think it's going to be what we saw last January. It's not going to be Asensio, Rashford, loads of wages. I think it's going to be strategic players based on what we need in a given position. So I think a right winger of this age could be very good and very exciting. If it's got the view of he comes in and he goes on loan, I've got none of that business for me right now, where we are. I just want someone that's going to come in. We've seen his attributes. We've seen what he can do. Unai knows he can unlock him, and he's in and around the first team. We are crying out for a striker, a backup striker. I would imagine that player has to be quite young, because I think with Watkins, we need maybe a more youthful player to be in and around the squad. In the summer, who knows what we do there? But if you ask me right now, we sign a striker, a big striker for a big fee. And then I look at the defence and I go, I'd probably like another centre-back. I think that's what I'd like. Right back, yes. but I think Garcia's there, Bogard can fill in there, Lindelof can fill in there. I'm just looking right now at Pau's position and Conser's, and we've got Lindelof that can move around, but I think we need one more in there that's just going to give us that little bit of cover. So if there's something opportunistic where I think we can go for the future, and there's a player out there that right now we pick up, we play, it's a summer target that we can do, perfect. But I think it's going to be squad players and system players that have attributes that we're actually missing. So striker is okay because we've got Marlon, etc. But I personally would like another striker in there. I think right wing crying out for. So we definitely need a winger to come in, and then the defense somewhere in there as well. So two, definitely the defender and the winger. The striker, if we're being really greedy and we can do it. If not, wait and just get to the summer. But if we're still where we are right now in a couple of weeks, are we prime timed to try and push the boundaries a bit more? Possibly. So it's going to be really interesting. Let's keep an eye on the rumours. Let's see what's going on. Let's see where we're at. Let me know your thoughts on what you're feeling about the window. I've gone early on transfer because it's a legitimate rumour, so we may as well. We've got the match preview for Basel that dropped today. I'll tag that onto the end of this one. And subscribe to the channel. We are close now to 29k. So let's get to 29k as quick as possible. So cheers for your support. Up the Villa.